what are some good networking techniques for meeting other business owners in the metro? So I recently was watching season 2 of Undercover Billionaire, and I skipped season 1. I didn't watch it, but I sometimes find Grant Cardone a little inspirational, a little over the top for me. I definitely don't want to be Grant Cardone, but I do like some of his methods and some of the things that he does. So I watched that. And the thing that I noticed about all three of the entrepreneurs who were in that show was the first thing they did when they were dropped into their new town with a phone with no contacts, old truck, and $100 cash, the first three things that each and every one of them did was they went and started networking. And so one of the ladies went to a church, and I mean, that was her thing. So she went to one of the local churches and used that as a resource to find affordable place to stay. And that ended up opening the door to her meeting some important people in the area. Another lady, she basically went and knocked on doors and met with a bunch of business owners and did that. Grant Cardone, the third entrepreneur, he went to sales businesses, an RV dealership, a gym, places like that, where he could put his experience doing sales to work. And then he used that to ask people, who should I be talking to? So if you want some inspiration on general networking, I think the first couple episodes of Undercover Billionaire season 2 would be good inspiration. In Des Moines, the first thing that I'm going to suggest is that you go find any in-person groups that are focused on your niche. So, for example, I am a member of the Technology Association of Iowa. I haven't been to their events since COVID shut everything down, but I am planning to be at one of the upcoming ones in November. 1 Million Cups is another technology focused event. And I say technology, even though, yeah, Matt, you're a lawyer. Before I was a lawyer, I was a technology geek, and it's in my roots. And so that's where I want to go. But there's real estate investor groups, there's technology groups, there's business networking groups. There's BNI, which is a great organization that is usually looking for members. So BNI, you can go look at their website and find a location near you. There's real estate agent focused networking events where people exchange business cards and get to know each other. So my suggestion is find a couple people in your industry, and I would probably start on LinkedIn if you don't know where else to go, and say, hey, what are the most important events? So CLEs can be a good event. Now here's a secret technique that a lot of people don't think about, and that is that in-person events are almost always looking for speakers. And so the people who run these events are usually desperate to find their next speaker. And so the good events, they might have 3, 4, or 5 speakers planned out, but it's a constant hustle to get the next event speaker in the queue. So if you are comfortable talking in front of a group, do it. Go talk to the event organizer and say, hey, I can talk on this or this. Or if you've got a subject that you're looking for someone on, I'd love to talk. You'll get an opportunity. Second of all, there's trade magazines, and trade magazines are those magazines that are oftentimes free, that are special for your industry. Earlier this year, I was actually featured in Ankeny Living magazine on the cover, where I wore a ridiculously short tie. And you can go check those types of magazines. There's Iowa Lawyer Magazine is a trade magazine for lawyers. My friend who's a realtor, I was in his office and he had a magazine for realtors in there. But every industry probably has a magazine for them. And the second secret is that those magazines are desperate for writers. And so if public speaking isn't your thing, but writing is, if you want to build some traction, offer to write an article. And if you don't even know what to write about, ask them and they'll give you a list of topics. So while I was in law school, I hit up the Iowa Lawyer magazine and I wrote 3 articles for them. And they would probably invite me to do more if I was willing, because these guys are always trying to find articles. So if you want to make connections, there's a few tips. Go to your local events and just show up. Find which events are local. Hit up a couple people on LinkedIn and ask for help. But the events that are focused on your industry are probably going to be great places to start. BNI is another great place to start. Talk to the event organizers and get an opportunity to speak, and then talk to the trade magazines and get an article to write.